One of the more forgotten franchises of Nintendo is the Kid Icarus series. It has 3 games, one being an NES game that you can play on NSO, another Game Boy one that I found on this cursed timeline, and another that is rarer. This is Kid Icarus Uprising, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Unless you care about boss fights, this video is spoiler free. Uprising is a game on the 3DS and is infamous for its controls. You play as Pit, the leader of the goddess of light Palatena's army, to stop the underworld. Real quick, I decided to rank everything on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Let's start with the controls. You play both in the air and ground sections. The ground sections are where the controls really suffer. In both sections you use the L button to attack and the control stick to move Pit, and you aim the reticle on the touchscreen. You have to hold the console in a strange way. Yes, you can only use buttons, but don't. You can have the attack button be something else, but it definitely works its best on the L button. You can aim the reticle using the buttons, which just feels wrong. The worst thing is definitely moving Pit using the buttons. If you flick the control stick, Pit will dash. Flicking in general as a control, I don't really like, but it gets worse with buttons. No matter what you do, Pit will always dash when you press the buttons, and if you dash for too long, Pit will get tired and not move for a little bit. This is why ground sections are the worst. You don't have much control over Pit in the sky, just moving him out of danger. If you're wondering what the Circle Pad Pro does, it just does whatever the Circle Pad does. Yay. Honestly, even if you could aim the reticle with the Circle Pad Pro, I prefer the touch screen. At first I sound crazy, but think about it. If you've played any Legend of Zelda game, you know that aiming without motion controls can be kind of a chore. If you've never played Uprising, you can probably tell from the game footage it wouldn't work, even if you change the sensitivity.
Ha ha ha, Junior. This time I'm gonna shoot the Mario Bros.
Okay, now, just a little to the right. No, go up. No, stupid reticle. Okay, now go get Mario. No, faster.
Just go in and take the princess. Okay, Dad.
A happy middle may work, but it's hard to judge, especially since it doesn't exist. But I'd stick with what I'm used to already. This is all just speculation in case we ever get a new Kid Icarus. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give the controls a 5.8. It's hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. I feel like a lot of people say it's worse than it is. Now for gameplay. The game is designed around levels, called chapters, each one containing a sky battle and a ground battle. In sky battles, you move Pit across the screen while he automatically flies forward. You shoot enemies that approach, but they attack back. When you shoot, it's pretty rapid fire, especially compared to ground battles. In both sky battles and ground battles, if you don't shoot for a couple seconds, a powerful shot will charge. These are called charge shots, and they help the gameplay because it's a high risk, high reward thing that makes it more exciting. If you get close to an enemy and attack, you'll do a melee attack that's more powerful. This rarely happens in sky battles. In ground battles, you move Pit and move the camera with the reticle. There are no small challenge battles, unlike Hyrule Warriors. That doesn't mean there isn't plenty of side content. There's a lot, so I won't spend that much time talking about all of it. You have 3 whole treasure hunts where you do special things in chapters and you get rewards. You also have weapons. You can find them in chapters, unlock them in treasure hunts, and buy them. You have several different types of weapons. Each of them has a range stat and a melee stat. There are clubs, bows, staffs, palms, orbiters, claws, and more. You can also fuse weapons to get different weapons. Let's not forget about idols. Idols are collectibles in the game that you mainly get from idol toss. They are just statues of weapons, places, and people in the game with a description. The main currency of the game is hearts. When you defeat enemies, you'll get hearts. You can spend them on weapons, offer them, use them in the Fiend's Cauldron to make enemies harder so you can get even more hearts. There's plenty to do. There are also powers, things that you obtain that you arrange on a board to give you more options during a chapter. It's really just whatever you can fit. You have to choose the right ones and arrange them strategically so you can get the most out of them. One more thing you can do is an old online thing. Something like you fight someone else, I don't know. This doesn't really help because online isn't on the 3DS anymore, but it would have been kinda cool. Overall, the side content in this game is good. The problem with having challenge battles is that it can make gameplay tedious. This is more of a problem with Hyrule Warriors. But for Uprising, it probably wouldn't have been as tedious. But the controls don't make battles any better, so a few extra challenges would have helped the game. A good example is the last chapter, a boss rush. Once you beat the game, you can play the boss rush, which is where you fight each boss in the game with opportunities to heal in between. You only get 5 health restorations, so you have to use them wisely. You may not count this as a challenge battle, but I feel if they added more chapters based around many side missions, it would have helped the game. But let's talk about bosses. The bosses are fun. Some bosses are pretty straightforward. Most of the others have something that'll help you defeat them faster or easier. The best examples are Cragalanche and the Chaos Kin. Cragalanche will attack with its arms and do some other attacks that you have to dodge. After it attacks, you have an opportunity to go around and hit its weak spot, stunning it, allowing you to keep attacking the weak spot. You don't have to do this, you can just keep attacking, but if you take advantage of the boss's gimmick, you can defeat it quicker. As for the Chaos Kin, there is a trap in the middle that you can catch it in. You have to dodge its other attacks while luring it to the middle. Cragalanche's gimmick is more mandatory, but the Chaos Kin's is more of an add-on to a pretty normal fight. There are other gimmicks that are notable for being good or bad, but another thing that hurts the game in general is when the characters speak. If I may talk about Hyrule Warriors again, the characters will sometimes speak during a battle, giving you information about where to go, how to defeat an enemy or boss, or will give you extra lore. This is exactly how it works in Uprising, but the difference is that the text is in a box in the corner of the screen for Hyrule Warriors, and it's on the entire bottom screen for Uprising. Uprising is a fast-paced game. If you look down to the bottom of the screen, you may lose your focus. I nearly missed. I never learned how to read! Yes, you can make the text appear on screen, but other than sound and figuring it out from character dialogue, there's no way to tell who's speaking. It's better, but I would much rather have the character's name also on the screen. The game has voice acting, so it's easier to play with sound. I rarely like playing a game with sound. It's because of this that I have questions about the story, and sometimes I miss a boss's gimmick. The gameplay is good but could have been better. I'll give it a 7.6. I'm just too salty about the text thing. From now on, I'll be exaggerating out of anger. Now for probably the strongest part of the game, the plot and characters. As for the plot, Kid Icarus in general is based on Greek mythology. The story itself has some plot holes, probably because I can't tell who is saying what. I won't spoil anything, but every character has their moments that help strengthen the plot. Speaking of characters, if you've ever seen a post talking about who the best Nintendo character is, you've probably seen someone talk about the Kid Icarus cast in the comments. It is the highlight of the game. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they have their own pretty well-known Easter egg. Each character is the right balance of whimsical, bold, and interacts well with each other. I mean, that's what I think, because I can't understand what is going on, because I can't read what is happening without Pit dying. If you get one takeaway from this video, play Uprising with sound. I gotta rank the plot a 9 out of 10. It's probably the best part of this game. Now to rank the entire game. There is one thing we didn't talk about that has been a hot topic about Nintendo games. The price. I got Uprising used for a little over $60. It's still cheaper than 2 Wii ports. I saw it for $263 brand new though, so if you're that desperate to not delete someone's old save files, fine. Considering the game isn't being manufactured anymore, it's not that bad. This and everything we've talked about gives Kid Icarus Uprising an 8.4 out of 10. It's really good, but it has some missed potentials and some flaws. If you have a 3DS, I recommend getting this. It's really good once you get used to the controls, and a fun story you can play through. Just make sure you play it with sound, because you can't easily understand which character is saying what. I mean, it's so annoying, even with the text on the screen. It's hard to tell who's speaking. How have I not lost my mind yet? It is such a pain. I haven't even begun to rage.